The age of artificial intelligence is here. Thanks to AI, humans have been able to accomplish a range of feats. First, it has allowed us to take massive amounts of data and process them within a matter of minutes to get results. Second, AI has branched its way into critical fields like education, which constantly demands ways to better interact with and teach students. Third, developers have introduced new technologies that have crept into areas previously deemed AI-proof, an example being the arts. Despite the great benefits AI unlocks for us, each brings a new concern that requires immediate attention if we are to navigate the future successfully. To begin with, while AI has made possible the action of processing big data, there's the problem of algorithmic bias. I'm sure many of you have heard of bias. While it can be helpful in certain situations, bias becomes problematic in many aspects of our lives when it discriminates against people, especially marginalized groups. An example of this is what used to be Amazon's AI recruitment tool, found guilty of gender bias. But how do these instances occur? The answer lies in the data, or rather, the lack of it. That's right, a lack of diversity in the data is exactly why AI can give us results that do not fully represent all groups fairly. It is already well known that lack of inclusivity in many areas is a problem, and if this isn't addressed, the current problems of society will only be amplified. For this issue, my solution is twofold. The first is to include people with diverse backgrounds to participate in the AI revolution. This way, data sets that might have been overlooked can be included. Second, education and inspection policies should be necessary for fighting algorithmic bias. With this, reducing bias becomes a requirement, not a choice. People across all sectors should receive an education to spread awareness of the issue and how it can prevent such unfortunate cases moving forward. Even if bias manages to infiltrate systems, special teams designated to review these issues can resolve them. Moving on to the next issue, bias can offer better learning opportunities. Recently, education services have been developed to cater to individuals rather than the average student. However, the utilization of these new resources is only possible for a select group of students. For many low-income families, accessibility to AI programs becomes a major problem. When considering that, again, education gaps in communities have always been an issue, it becomes more alarming that the introduction of AI will exacerbate the situation. Thus, while the solution can be found in tackling the already existing inequality in education, this transition phase will be a crucial time. Perhaps it will even be an opportunity for governments and communities to provide programs for the lower class, similar to how Head Start was established. Furthermore, it may be the final push that makes it mandatory for schools to actively incorporate AI into classrooms to increase accessibility. Finally, AI is reaching beyond the limits of what we originally thought was possible. Such accomplishments are no doubt fascinating and serve as a testament to the rapid growth of AI in our lives. But at what cost? To explain this better, I would like to share a story of my own. A few weeks ago, my personal belief that AI is not capable of replacing men and women in the arts was brutally challenged after coming across a new technology called imitation AI. This new program was able to perfectly mimic several artists' singing techniques, paying attention to even the smallest of details, such as the type of vibrato. The result, some people, including myself, could not differentiate between the real artist and the imitation. The arts being unique to humans was something we could no longer pride ourselves on. Furthermore, the performance displayed that without establishing boundaries for AI, the society may end up in a state that does not prioritize humans. What I mean by this is that, as with any new technology, but especially AI, new rules and norms around its use are a must. Without these new regulations, not only the underprivileged, but also ordinary people will lose means of basic survival. Some people may say that such boundaries will limit the potential for AI, leading to a loss of competitiveness. However, it is important to remember two reasons as to why these adoptions are necessary. To start, many companies are looking to replace people with automation systems to boost efficiency and also increase profit. But if the automation rate passes the society's threshold of balancing robots and humans, our economy will be completely polarized. It will not be possible for companies to continue making profit when a whole section of the economy has no means to act as a consumer. Another point to pay attention to is the purpose of AI in the first place. While it can be acknowledged that AI has its unique abilities, it cannot be denied that the creation of AI in the first place was to assist humans. I have shared with you only some of the most important issues that we face today in the age of AI. By no means will it be an easy task to resolve all these issues. Nevertheless, it is a challenge that we must all participate in if we are to desire fair chances and a hopeful future. Thank you.